Another video. As you can see, I am playing the Stanley Parable. This is part 2. I think I am sick. It might be my sinuses, but I'll probably be sneezing throughout the video. Yes. Oh. I honestly thought it was like 7. Also, I went to the homecoming dance last night. Had a blast. It was fun. Uh, and I would love to do more of that stuff. But taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any of knowing the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal since you've cooperated, and next time you boot up the game, the screen, set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want, even if it's not correct. You've earned it. Alright, let's get back to the video game now. But, I didn't actually see that. So, I watched, Eddie VR, or his channel's called Special Ed, play this. I've seen your narrator play it, so I thought, hey, I might play it. And the last video, the last stream I did it, where I ticked off the narrator.
This
And, yeah. Oh, welcome back. Hey. I ticked off the narrator.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
In the last video, I ticked off the narrator by doing everything wrong. And at the end of that video, I did everything right.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I gotta back up because of that's bright. That really bright. Also, yeah, I know I had fun because I can't feel my knees. Alright, I turned the brightness down on some of it. On the floor, why don't you? Let me change the brightness on my light. I should have done this beforehand, but with it being here, I might as well go ahead and get it done. Oh my god. Today's Saturday. Oh, thank God it's Saturday. There we go. Alright, it's not as bad as it was. So, for those wondering if they were on, I'm playing Stanley Parable. I did one stream before this, yesterday.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
It's just, see, that's why I love this game so much, is that the narrator has no filter. He just says what's on his mind, and his responses are funny. So last video, I did everything wrong that I thought of. I looked at the video again, and I could have done something right. So I'm going to continue doing everything wrong, and then on the part where I jump off the scaffolding into the little area, I'm actually going to ride the scaffolding. So.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had
pretty
really
room.
been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's a pretty room, I will say. It looks pretty, and it has more color than the rest of the place.
Yeah, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Adios.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, I love this game. But I'm going to ride this
Stanley,
over there.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Why are you talking like that? This would be a perfect jump scare, like having someone right there and all you see is someone running at you. Fuck, God.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Why are you crying? I'm trying to pick up the rotary phone. Come here. Damn. That's bright. Bright.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Damn!
They want to commit their life to you.
Damn!
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Damn! Is it like that? Really? Holy crap. Basically
This
saying
is
I can't accomplish
very sad
anything?
Story about the death of a
Morning employee, press 2 on your controller.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Damn.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
That's the same table.
Excited him terribly.
Spend time.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down
There's
one
shit all over the
path lay an
floor.
enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
To tell your kids a story.
It was such a
Wow.
wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love her. Damn. So basically, this is alright. So this is kind of crazy in a way. Is we're living this stuff he's living this stuff in his head, and all of a sudden this pops up. And I'm just gonna say, the reason why I'm saying that was like he was calling Stanley out, basically telling him that he can't accomplish anything. God damn. And then a girl would actually like him. Wow. To tell your wife you love her. Wow.
But there is no answer. How
Yep.
could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always
Wait a
has.
minute.
Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Hey, what does it say? Mondays? O-N-D-A-Y. Yep, Mondays. To go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button,
Don't
not do
Do
it.
it. Okay. Except, do I really have to push it even though you said not to? I'm actually gonna hold it real quick like this. Just to see. It said not to do it. I actually wonder how long do you stay here? He said not to. But knowing me, I'm rebellious, so
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way
Could
that he'll
go.
understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press to please press circle to question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please stop.
And Stanley
No!
pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Whoa, okay, so it just turns off. Don't tell me it resets. Right, something's a little different. It seems different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go.
I got an idea. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We did this
Yet
last
there was not
time.
a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We did this last time. Executive bathroom? Because the boss knows that because the boss knows that the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then it's what the boss chose. Oh, okay, I hope I read that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, executive bathroom. That poor panda! Oh no! Business strategy as a person pointing a gun at a panda. I wanna go up. Wait, why is this the elevator song? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna do it. The freaking. Alright, is a meme. Find out the Freddy's security breed song. Ba da ba da 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 ba da da da. Ba da ba ba ba. I don't know. I haven't played it so long, so I forgot. Oh, I gotta go charge my thing. The narrator's singing it. Oh no. Oh. The narrator was actually singing it. I thought that was funny. Executive bathroom. Why does it look so different?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, so this is I think this might be the same ending as last time, maybe? I don't know if I'm able to change that.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest.
I think this might be the one where he went insane.
To think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Last time I escaped and I died. I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna do it right this time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life.
Whoa!
Their true nature revealed. Each
Okay.
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
275, right? Was it 2?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working.
Can't see
all
a
of it
damn thing.
monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Well, shit. Most of it's offline, anyways. Okay. You turn it on. I'm intrigued. I don't have a... Wait a minute. The hell is up there? There's not a light. Where's the light? Mind control, idle, awaiting input. Well, if it's awaiting input and if it's not
And when at
on,
last he found the source of the room's power,
bitch, turn off. Just cut the narrator off.
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Wow.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. Alright, I got a trophy for it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Mr. Mimo. New content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
New content equals death. Oh, I thought it was funny. Why does it look like we're in a sewer?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh, behind us. Okay.
Right.
The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
You could actually jump in this game? That reminds me of freaking... Who else had a GameCube? I played Back in Action, and you had to press the buttons really, really fast. Let me know if y'all remember that. Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Oh.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I don't know. Nothing apparently. Alright, who fucking farted? Who was that? Was it me? Well, I hate Mondays too.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
I play Among Us. Man, I'm gonna get called out for it. What the fuck you want? Coffee nut? Oh, that's air duct.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
It's on console because I'm playing it on PS5.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched. Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Hey, this wasn't cheap on PlayStation. I mean, I got it when I was on sale for like 15 bucks. But it's like 30 bucks right now, so it's not that cheap. 2013. I'm amazed. I actually did not know. I thought this came out like 2018. Wow. Buy on pastured gas. The Stanley Parable is an exploration of story games and choice, except the story doesn't matter. It might not even be a game. And for you ever actually, do you have a choice? Well, let me know how you did it. Watch on YouTube. I like that. Wait a minute. Isn't this Windows 7? That's Windows 7. Or Windows 8. Huh. Demonstration. That might be the demo. Yeah, begin the demo. Got a weird looking barn.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
That door was not there a second ago. Don't read any reviews except this one. How do you review a game like the Stanley Parable? To describe any one part of this is to risk the ruination. To detail what it has to say about the game design, the illusion of choice, and the psychology of the gamer that tells you too much. Comparisons to are going to be hopeful in the week. I don't actually know. Actually, perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther, but where Dear Esther wastes the form of interactive entertainment, Stanley Parable uses and subverts it. Where so many games that aspire to more than one game end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to become every game ever created. Even so, holding the game to standards of any other title is simply not going to be correct. So how do you review what has become of the Stanley Parable HD? The full-scale reimagining of the one most intruding mods available online. How do you discuss it, analyze it, or recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. I read the entire thing to get to the bottom, and then how do you recommend it? It's simply you don't. And it's 10 out of 10. I feel like those are IGN because it says IGF. I feel like that's IGN because I don't actually there might be an IGF. I don't know, but Grand Prize Narrative Intelligence or X whatever. Yeah. I don't trust it. Going up here. Person of the Year. Too bad you can't actually see Stanley.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Alright, they finally got my internet fixed.
Alright. I'm streaming I'm streaming the Stanley Parable. And yes, I think I might be coming down with something.
Well, Smith did come in like he was had like a code or something, so he probably just spread it.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can get this out because I really do not need to get you sick.
That's alright. How long are you gonna be on
These were
that?
simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
I don't recall
How
this
long are you
part
gonna
of
be
the
playing
memory
that?
zone before.
I'm gonna try to finish this up and then we could figure out what to play because I actually don't know how long this part is gonna be.
Because if you want to get back in that Minecraft, I will. Because I want to see. Because I was about done with that freaking tunnel.
Popular online storefront for computer
All of a sudden, I get tricked.
I haven't looked at these in years.
You have another entrance all the way down to the caverns.
Surely these
I'm about done with it.
well, weren't they?
Alright. Not recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and
I'm sorry, but we're basically going through the reviews, and he's hitting the one. He's hitting the one that's not recommended to review.
I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to
Razorback's
insert into
one,
the
so I'm
Stanley
happy
Parable,
about that.
But the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where
See,
I'd
last
have the
night
roots.
I was actually pretty good. I woke up, I was okay, and then it hit me again.
For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game.
Don't we have like a week off for Thanksgiving break? Is it a week?
Yep. Yep.
And Christmas is 2 weeks.
What an awful memory to have.
A little bit over 2 weeks, actually.
So, like, 3.5 weeks? Maybe?
No, around 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I let these
But plus you got y'all got a 4-day weekend coming up next month.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Because you got 2 holiday days, and I think the 3rd week of October, something like that, and plus the Friday before that weekend is the PD day, so that's 4 days off for y'all, and maybe you actually 5 days off for y'all in a row, and 4 for me and Jason if we don't work that if we do work that Friday.
Yeah. But hey, I'm streaming. Do you want to watch it?
Positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my
I'll put it on my phone because I had. Well, to give you a viewer, because I was watching Hogs on YouTube.
A building just like erected out of nowhere. And
here it is. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm about to send you a picture.
You were only frozen in time for a few minutes.
Give me a minute.
Time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Oh, I skipped his.
The button.
I skipped his monologue.
A faultless display of self-absorption.
All right, Cameron, it's on the way.
Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means.
Look.
Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know it's
yeah.
But at any rate,
Aww.
I do suggest that we
Doggy.
That's my family's new dog. They just got it.
So cute.
And wait. How do we get out?
That's
Stanley,
really, really cute.
Stanley,
Yeah.
please don't push
It's
the button
another
again. It's been 12
mix
hours.
dog,
You've just
and
been
they're going
frozen
to.
there.
It's
I
with
don't know
my
why this is
sister
getting longer, but they're
at my
really,
son's
truly getting longer, and my God, there's
sister's
no way
place
out.
right now, and they're going
Stanley,
when
the door
Mom
is
comes
gone. It's
home, they'll bring the
completely
dog home too.
I've looked at it.
How
they
old
just
is
got
it?
Oh, Stanley.
The puppy.
Oh, so probably like maybe a good 4 months, probably.
Talk to again.
I don't know,
It looks like 4 months. It doesn't look all that much.
I've been
but they'll tell me more about it when they get home.
Yeah, but I'm actually going through. I don't know. It seems like I'm going through an ending
time to think about you and about us and about everything
because I'm skipping through time and he's doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Mhm.
Did he die? What? Okay, I kind of hate that. Oh, I really hate that. Get out of here, I hate
But they
that.
didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed.
Shut up. It worked.
Remember Tuesday, pretty much gonna be when I get home. It's gonna be Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Because it's a new season. I want to see.
Hey, I'm gonna be playing that too. I'm definitely gonna be playing it. See, I thought it was gonna be Monday for us, because I thought we might have had like an early day access.
No, the new season starts Tuesday, the 24th.
Alright. Well, no, I didn't mean the new season. I'm talking about like the,
Well, the update, everything starts Tuesday.
yeah, like the expansion, everything.
Yeah, it all starts Tuesday. That's when they update it because you're going to get a huge, it's going
Shit.
to be a big data update.
There's a hole in the
Probably
ceiling.
Monday night. So.
There's a hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, it's got 2 days left on the season, and then the new season starts.
But knowing that I could possibly lose that thing, I'm gonna keep up with it. I try to at least. But just the possibility of losing that thing really irks me.
We'll figure it out, and we'll see if we can fix it.
Because I looked it up, we will be needing a security bit set because Sony uses security bits to ensure everything won't be taken apart. I mean, it'll mess with the warranty, but I don't think I'm gonna be bringing it back to them.
Probably not. You'll just be.
Holy shit!
Oh, and they're adding a Pacific shop in Invasions just for components.
Cool.
So you'll know where to go for that stuff.
I think I might have gone to a ending because I'm out in the middle of nowhere and it looks like a desert. For some reason. I'm loading back in apparently. Nope. I'll figure this out somewhere else.
Okay.
Alright. See y'all later.
Bye.